I think I'm in all the places. Welcome. Let's see. I'm gonna get everything set up here. If I can figure out how to do it. I don't know why I'm having problems, but here we go. Okay. All right. Hello, people on Zoom and those on Facebook and those on Instagram. I am here doing a live meditation for the first time in a few weeks. A few weeks ago, I was horribly embarrassed to miss my own meditation because I was late with the client and I just forgot. And then I was late and I forgot. But anyway, it's been an interesting few weeks. I've been really intentionally giving myself time and space to just rest. And that message of rest has been coming up a lot for me. Just rest, 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 rest. I've done a big, push and just sharing of this intuitive guide program. That's a 10-month program that starts actually this week, this Thursday, with this group of amazing people that I can't wait to work with. And then there was, holidays and yeah, it's winter, right? And I think I've been feeling more than I really ever have, just the like hibernation vibration of what animals do, what ideally humans would do too. It's just we conserve our energy, we kind of slow down and that, aligning with the cycles of nature in that way, it just seems like a really beautiful way to operate. So I've been really trying to give myself permission to do that in everything. And in the midst of all that, in the work I do with people and in my own life, it's always like, well, what's happening in my own life and what's happening in my life that might be as a reflection for the collective, and what's happening that I'm noticing that might be happening in the collective. So what I've been experiencing is personally a lot of grief around the cutting down of a lot of trees in this property behind ours. There's 40 acres of land behind ours where this kind of literally behind our house that this woman owns, and she wanted to get some money for timber. So she hired this logging company to do some selective cutting. And it was just, shocking how these beautiful little areas, like a few streams and other, paths were just gone. They just were wiped out because so many trees were cut down. To their credit, it's selective cutting. It's not clear cutting. So there's still trees around. But anyway, I just never realized how strong my connection was. I think I did realize, but I didn't realize how strong my connection was to trees, to the forest, and just the consciousness that they have. And I mean, I go out and hug trees every day. I always take my dog out in these forests. And we're lucky to have access to this, even though it's not our land, but it's like land that people snowmobile on, or they used to snowmobile on, and we ski and snowshoe and walk around. So we're very blessed. So I have this, I feel like I'm the steward of this land and take care of it and meditate near the streams and do yoga. And it's just become really sacred space. So this was a really deep sadness for me. First anger, then sadness. And I've spent time, like once ran out in the woods when they were cutting down near the stream, and I made this guy stop because it was about to just destroy all the trees around the stream. And the other one I didn't get to. They did it before I knew what they were doing. And then anyway, talked with the logging company, talked with the granddaughter of the woman who owns the land because I can't get a hold of her. Anyway, so I feel like I've tried to stop some of it. And then, going into the Akashic Records for myself and meditating on it, I understand, and I've asked the trees themselves, what do I do? And, what's the message here? And it's like impermanence, that the trees are here to be of service. Even though there's grief, like I felt today, just sadness from this one tree that was one of the only ones left in this group of trees, and all of the other rest were cut down around it. And I just, there was sadness there from that tree. And it sounds silly to some, right? But I know those of you who are probably here get it, because that's part of, that's part of our deep connection. In fact, thousands of years, our ancestors used to connect very deeply with the spirits of trees and rocks and water, and that's what we're all learning how to do. So I've, spent a lot of time processing and healing that, and getting used to what the forest looks like now, because it looks very different. There's lots of wide open spaces. And maybe, and the other message I got is there's a rejuvenation. The nature always comes back. There's always, nature always recovers. And that's really a beautiful thing to be aware of, to remember. So, that's helpful for me. And I think for those of you, who aren't experiencing that exact thing that I am, there's still, especially in Maine, there's all kinds of weird weather things happening with flooding, and a lot of it's been flooding, right? And just lots of flooding that is happening, and wind. And there's all kinds of different, reasons people say about why that's happening. Is it climate change? Is it weather, manipulation? It's probably the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? Usually it's a little bit of both. But what I pick up on in the Akashic records is that it's the poles shifting of the earth, that the poles are literally shifting, north becoming south, that this happens every 26, 27,000 years, and that we're going through this cycle again, which is similar to what happened with the dinosaurs, right? There was a dramatic change in temperature. So, although I guess there was an asteroid that hit Earth too. So anyway, but shouldn't joke about that. That was probably very bad for the dinosaurs when it did happen. Well, it was very bad. Anyway, but there's a lot of grief that we're in fear that a lot of us are experiencing about what's going to happen with these weather changes and with the earth. And so I was able to go in the Akashic records of the earth. I've never done that before. And what came up was just this flood of information of, like things that have happened throughout history all around the earth, like humans fighting and just lots of cacophony of, voices. And then it was going back. It was really interesting. It was like I was watching a movie going in reverse. Then there was, the dinosaurs walking the earth. And then there was all the seismic activity of volcanoes and fire, like just bubbling up everywhere, and water bubbling up. And then I was trying to be like, well, what about humans? Where were the extraterrestrials? And I saw these tiny little creatures. It was after that, or was somewhere around there, coming to Earth. And but it was a long, long time ago. So it was, and the information there was that the Earth has been through a lot, and that Gaia, Mother Earth, is resilient and is moving into these higher states of consciousness, moving on, right? Like shaking off, like moving. The energy was really like shedding skin, or like actually more the better analogy, because it's energy. When I go in the Akashic records, I'm reading energy, and the energy and the metaphor that came up was getting out of like a tight shirt, like trying to get it off of you, and taking a tight shirt off to go into a larger size, which is what the earth is doing, moving into 5D, right? So we as humans are being asked to do a lot of that in our own lives, shedding things that no longer serve us, right? Situations, patterns, ways of thinking, being, relationships even, so we can move into these higher states of consciousness. And me personally, I've been really working on that with the kind of go, 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 keep doing, that's helped me in, many ways in my life and in my business, but you can only do that for so long. And so it's been challenging for me to just slow down and really listen to my body and listen to my intuition, which is always, I'm getting all these messages of rest, like I said. And ultimately what, I'm doing, what I hope all of us here begin to do as well, is just connecting with that flow, and connecting with our intuition, quieting the mind. Meditation is the best way to begin doing that, to listen to it, bringing in light, connecting in with some sort of guide who is here for me, asking the question. It's a way of, training ourselves to begin listening, and to that gentle nudge, to the whispers that come into the feelings that come in. So we're going to do that this evening. Let's take a moment and do meditation to connect in specifically with the energies of the earth, and then how we can flow with the energies of the earth, and what that looks like, as the earth ascends into higher frequencies, and how we can kind of flow with that ourselves. Thank you, Katrina. You hug trees, ask permission. Oh, that's beautiful. Withdraw their energies when I know they're about to be cut. That's really interesting. I've apologized to the trees. Yes, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's take a moment and connect in. So you can close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. Settling into your body. As you breathe, just intentionally dropping into your heart space. With every breath, imagine that you're taking up more of that space in your heart, that your energy is really connecting with the light that's in your heart, and expand that light out from the heart space into the rest of your body. Just imagine that's filling up every cell in your body. What would it feel like to be fully occupying the energetic space between every cell, between every atom? What would it feel like to be filled up to the brim with light? Spilling out, and allowing yourself to be filled up with light. Allowing the energy for that to start within the heart, like you're lighting a match and lighting a candle in your heart, and that candle just illuminates the room, lighting up that all corners of the room within your heart, and then all corners within your entire body, filling up your body with this illumination. And the space around you is illuminated as well. Breathe into this space for a few moments here. Feeling your heart opening and expanding as that light gets even brighter and glows even stronger in the heart, bigger and bigger. Every tiny little pore and membrane and energetic vacuum that might be in your body is now being filled with light. And as you do this, I'd like you to begin shifting your energy, like you're moving from your heart and sliding on this magical slide out of your heart, like a tube of light, like you're sliding on a rainbow, like you're flowing down light into and landing in a spot in nature. This is like you're going down the slide, and at the bottom of the slide, at the bottom of the rainbow, is a soft, healing, sacred place for you, wherever that feels, whatever comes to you, whether it's a beach, mountain, forest, ocean, lake, wherever that is, just land there now. Sliding, allowing the light, allowing the energies to guide you, flowing. And then you land on the soft earth. And just notice what's next to you, what elements of the earth are next to you. Maybe it's a tree or a rock or water. Maybe there's vegetation or flowers. And just greet whatever's around you. Greet that expression of the earth, that element of nature, just hugging it, touching it, thanking it for being here. Just basking in this place. And imagine that the more you lie there, the more it feels like you belong. That like the tree or the rock or the water, that you are one with the earth, that you are an expression of the earth as well. And just like a tree has roots that connect in with the soil, that magically are anchored in deep down into the earth, you are also connected energetically through light, through your consciousness, through your vibration. Feel yourself merging and connecting with the vibration, the pulse, the heartbeat, the lifeblood of Gaia, Mother Earth. And as you connect, just feel yourself sinking lower and lower in a very safe way, deeper into the recesses of the earth, connecting in more and more down through the clay and the sand, past rocks, down to where the crust changes, and maybe even there's crystals in deep caverns. And way below you is the molten lava. You find a place where you feel safe, maybe going in deep with the crystals and connecting with their energy, finding one crystal in particular, beautiful crystal, as these crystals carry the memory of the earth, they carry the vibration of the earth, the Akashic Records of the Earth. Within these crystals, find yourself merging with the energy. Maybe it's a quartz crystal or some other kind, but you're as if you could look into that crystal, the almost translucent, transparent aspects, the sparkling, shimmering parts of the crystal, the iridescent way it shines and sparkles. Feel that consciousness of that crystal connecting with yours. And just take a moment to notice what this feels like. Thanking this crystal for being here with you. Imagine that you could be inside that crystal, becoming one with it. It allows you in. Maybe asking first, just in case. And then begin to receive some downloads from this crystal. What does it want you to know about the earth? What message does it want to share with you? What's important for you to learn about the earth? Just taking a moment and asking and receiving, what is here for me? Trusting the first thing that floats in your mind, word, image, feeling, going back to that light flowing through your body, back to your heart, going in through your heart and allowing the message to unfold within that crystal in your heart, receiving that now. Continuing to ask more questions, and just describing how you feel about that issue, then asking the question, how can I help the earth? How can I flow with the energies of the earth? Or any other question you like. How, what, why? Asking and just receiving. And thanking the crystal and all crystals, and thanking the earth and all elements and expressions of the earth, the water, the rocks, the trees, the plants, the animals, the sun, the moon, the stars, all of the elements of this beautiful planet, just giving them a hug, receiving and sharing deep love. Remembering that we are here for this shift, that we can trust, that we can learn to flow as we respect the power of the earth and adjust accordingly. And sending love and receiving love above all else. Knowing that we are always guided, we are always moving towards light, and that it will be okay. So take a nice deep breath here, and then as you exhale, you can come back into your body. Just bring your hands in prayer position over your heart, just giving thanks. And then when you're ready, you can begin to stretch out, moving your hands and feet, arms and legs, coming back into your body and opening your eyes. Well, that was interesting. I hope that was helpful for you in some way. I wasn't actually planning to connect with a crystal in that way, but it just came to me. And when I think so, I shared this with some of you in an email and in a post that when I went in the Akashic Records of the Earth, what was in the Akashic Records was just crystals everywhere, and like stalactite and stalagmite things, but mostly just crystals. And it's interesting because when I go in Akashic Records of Humans, it's not like that. It's a hallway. There's like a library, and the Earth Akashic Records are very different. They're little like moss everywhere, or like rocks, and these little gnomes that with guides, and it was pretty amazing. Very old, very ancient. So thank you for being here, and I'm glad that was helpful. Thank you for sharing. And I'll be back here in a few weeks for another meditation. In the meantime, if you're interested in learning more about the Akashic Records, I'm doing a workshop, a 2-hour workshop, an online one in February of how to read the Akashic Records. And I'll put the link in here. I'm trying to remember the date of it, sometime in like late February. Anyway, and this will be a way for you to, go in your own records and get some information. I did a 2-hour workshop last month with some women who, some of them, they'd never done anything like this before, and they were able to go in their Akashic Records just in that short 2 hours. So it's very powerful, very healing tool to learn how to do. Such powerful guidance can come from it. And of course, if you're interested in, getting a reading, I do those all the time more than anything else, and would be happy to support you in that as well. So, all right. Thank you for being here. Nice to see you all. Many blessings. Bye.